The beautiful forests of Africa are home to a variety of rare and diverse plants, trees, and animals. These forests also support millions of people in different countries who rely on wood for their livelihoods. Here in Kenya, wood carving is a huge industry with over 500,000 people contributing to the trade. Traditionally, indigenous hardwoods such as mahogany and ebony were the preferred woods of both international traders and local craftsmen who use the wood for ceremonial carvings. But mahogany and ebony are slow-growing woods, which are not easily replaced once cut down. This high demand has led to over-harvesting, with supplies of wood being quickly exhausted. In turn, this has threatened the biodiversity of the forests and jeopardized thousands of jobs. So in 2002, WWF set up the Good Woods Project. The idea was to introduce farmers and carvers to alternative, quick-growing, non-endangered good woods such as mango, jacaranda, and neem. By convincing the local farmers and carvers to switch to these good woods, the project has ensured that they have a stable income. It has also made progress towards the long-term goal of conserving East Africa's coastal forests. But the Good Woods team faced some resistance to the idea at first.
We had challenges in the beginning because the covers that you see here have been carving for very many years, and they basically were used to certain types of woods which they preferred and which the buyers were used to. So introducing the new woods affected both their business in terms of changing their skills in carving, understanding the qualities of that wood, but at the same time changing the attitudes of the buyers, because the buyers also wanted to stick to the woods that they were used to.
Changing the community's attitudes towards conservation has been one of Good Woods' biggest aims. John Salehe of WWF describes how tourism plays a significant part.
WWF has been trying to support the communities in enterprise development in many ways. Good Woods is one of them. Tourists buying wood carving, tourists buying other handicrafts, basketry. Now the communities are making more money and they are putting more money into the bank. And this has changed the attitude of the communities around those areas in conservation. That it's because we have this sacred forest of ours, is because of our culture, that's how we can get tourists. And if tourists come, we make more money. And tourists would like to visit somewhere there's something to see. If the forest is gone, there'll be nothing to see.
At the Akamba Handicraft Cooperative, there are over 6,500 carvers who rely on wood to earn their living. But not all of them carve with good woods. In order to encourage more carvers to make the switch, WWF introduced a certification scheme for good woods. Essentially, certifying carvings means keeping checks on everything from start to finish. This way, information is known about the type of wood, the farmer who grew it, the carver who bought and carved it, and the customer who bought the final product. Alex Kubi explains more.
First, we publish that we have received an order in this board here, and then members would come, queue up, and then as they allocate, register themselves to produce that particular order. And then we go to the logger to select the appropriate log to produce that product. So he goes, he does that, and then I'll follow up on quality check, plus a prototype of that. And then together, we work out through the product, see through quality assurance system, take it to the kiln, and then back to the export department with a complete product. Now, after finishing that, we could come and publish the same from where it started, and then learning all over the history of that product from the beginning for the purposes of traceability. We have all captured in a document where we remain with, and then the customer or even the carver himself will know that I'm paid this much of money through this board here. And also the customer, when he's doing his follow-up, would come on the board and know, oh, my order is at this stage. It's a very important board.
Peter Mungobi is a master carver. Originally a sandpaperer, he worked his way up and developed his skills as a carver. He has seen many benefits of the Good Wood scheme already.
Before, when we used to carve with the other trees like mahogany, it was difficult because we had problems getting the wood. But the neem tree is much easier to get hold of, so we can now use that instead. Neem is not a hard wood like the other trees, so we can carve it faster. Plus it's soft, which makes it easier too. It has many good qualities and people are starting to realize that. The money that I get from carving helps my family a lot. I have a wife and child, and in the morning we can now have breakfast. My child is going to school, and I'm able to send money to my parents and save some of it for when I'm old. This money has allowed me to have another business, which gives me some more income.
The link between carving and farming is an important one, as the preservation of the forests really begins here. Akamba has links with 3,000 neem farmers in Malindi via the Coastal Forest Farmers Association. And through their relationship, both carvers and farmers earn their living. Ichamis Maita is a training coordinator from CFFA.
Our role is actually to give farmers skills for them to be able to produce products as an initiative actually for them to be able to grow trees. Because what we found is that after growing the trees for carving, then in between the farmer has to get something to be able to increase his income. And that's how we come in, we give them skills.
Mama Patience is one farmer who has been taking advantage of the many uses of the neem tree and is a champion of neem in her local community in Malindi.
The neem trees here, I have not planted any. They grow. Every time it rains, after the rains, they germinate. I just transplant them. I just spread them out. I've been able to transplant a lot of the trees onto my farm, and I have been able to take care of the ones that I found. They grow very fast. You can see like this tree here, that's about 3 years old, and you can see its size. They grow very fast.
As she is waiting for her trees to grow, Mama Patience is able to use the neem seeds to make soap, oil and cake, all of which she can sell to her neighbors, giving her a valuable income.
While I'm waiting for them to mature, I can still use, you can see these are seedlings. But as they grow, I am able to use the leaves, and when they start bearing, then I can use the seeds. The seeds, we crush them, we're using the oil press, we get the oil, we get the neem cake, we're able to sell for a bit of money. When I make soap, it's just bought in the neighborhood. I don't have to go far to sell my soap. My neighbors keep on coming, and they get the soap and I get the income. So I think it's okay.
Despite the success of Mama Patience in growing over 3,000 neem trees, other farmers have been reluctant to switch from growing endangered woods to good woods. But Mama Patience has some advice for them.
I would advise them to be serious about their neem trees, because neem trees here grow. They just grow in plenty. You can see, like that bush there, all those are neem trees. And they grow every year. So I would just advise them to take care of the trees. And that way they would be able to change their lifestyles.
The Good Wood Scheme has benefited everyone involved, with both carvers and farmers now motivated to conserve the forests. As plans are made to start projects in other countries, it's hoped that the forests in Africa will be preserved for future generations.